Oh shit, here we go again.
Hey everybody, it's finally here, the Adrien redesign video. Alright, so if you've never seen any of my videos before, I've already done both a Marinette and a Ladybug redesign that's already on my channel. After this video goes up, I'll probably make a public playlist where you can watch all three of them in order. So, first things first, I use a very different art style in this video. So, Adrien will not look in the same style as Marinette or Ladybug at all. This is mostly because this method is a lot faster because I just bypass the whole line art part, as you'll see soon enough. And it just, Marinette took like 10 hours, Ladybug took about 13, 14, but Adrien only took like 1.5, so I think I might keep this style going forward. So, and now the second thing that I think a lot of people will be pissed off about. People make him very like fashion forward, and I just made him extremely casual. Just like canon, but just extremely casual, but more realistic. So, yeah. This will be explaining a little bit as to why I did this, but I just want to warn you because he's not gonna look fashionable. He's gonna look very casual, like very kind of trashy looking. I love him. Mwah. So, Adrien Agreste. In canon, he is a famous supermodel, a high school student, and he is also Cat Noir. In my AU, he's still a famous supermodel, and he's still Cat Noir, Chat Noir, whatever you want to fucking call him at this point. But he's just a college student. But at, as Adrien Agreste, he is MIA, missing in action, because while he's going to college, he has taken up an alias. He is Felix Graham. So he's taking up an alias while in college. It's not a problem, but the fact that he wanted to go to college anyways kind of screwed him over in the long run. He got stuck with the yandere on his ass and learning that his father's a war criminal. So if you have not watched my previous two videos, Marinette is a yandere, and she stalks him, she breaks into his house, and she's actually really close to his dad, who, as previously mentioned, a war criminal. Do not send for that man when I design him. Please don't. I know someone's gonna do it anyways, probably. Anyways, so yeah, she does yandere shit. Marinette does yandere shit. I'm still working on how that goes. But in this AU, he somehow convinces his dad to let him become a college student using a fake name. So the way he convinces dad to let him be a college student was like, hey, dad, I'm thinking about taking a business or a design course in college to better my skills, and I can help you run your fashion empire better, and when you finally die, I'll take over, I guess. And um Gabriel Agreste, who has had that plan in mind for years, like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Except much more formal, and I I'm paraphrasing. Fuck off. And so Adrian's like, yes, okay, that part worked, but how do I get him to let me use a fake name and not be surprised when I do so? And he's like, hey, Dad, what if I? Okay, this might sound dumb, and his dad's like, okay, you better fucking hope it isn't dumb. Adrian's like, okay, hear me out. If I use a fake name, the teachers won't just pass me because I'm a supermodel or whatever. And his dad is like, oh yeah, because if you go in as Adrien Agreste, there's a decent chance that depending on the teachers you get, some of them might just try to pass you because you're famous. And Adrian's like, yeah, that's why I'm trying to go under a false name. And his dad's like, fuck yeah, let's do it. I'll pay off the school. And that's what happens. He pays off the school. The school's like, for this amount of money, I'd let this kid fucking burn down a school. So go ahead, do whatever y'all want. So his dad fell for Adrian's little plan, quote unquote. Because in reality, Adrian's just exhausted from being in the spotlight for so long, and he just wanted a prolonged break from being a goddamn supermodel. So, basic information, Adrian's 19. In this AO, he is naturally a brunette, but he bleaches his hair to keep it this disguise. He's about 5'10", he's bisexual, and he's absolutely a golden retriever friend. He's that guy who dresses casually pretty much no matter the freaking occasion, though you can get him to dress up very rarely. He starts the school year as Felix Graham, and he quickly makes friends with two people. A guy who wants to be a DJ. His name is Ninoslav, but people call him Nino. Please let me know if I pronounce Ninoslav wrong. I'm really bad at pronouncing things, and a sporty blogger named Alya, who absolutely has a Tumblr blog dedicated to women of wrestling. Um, totally not focusing on a specific WWE wrestler. No, not at all. But also, she runs a secondary blog that's just showing support for her sister, and I love this idea. Anyways, they all come pretty close within like about 2 weeks. After that, 2 weeks goes by, we meet Marinette, who has recently gotten out of the hospital after a fire happened at her family's bakery. Luckily, the family was relatively unharmed because Marinette was able to save everyone in time, but they didn't escape without some burns. She ends up befriending Alya, more like Alya, the extrovert, adopts Marinette, the perceived introvert, and Marinette also ends up befriending Nino and Adrien as well over time. So after Marinette like completely joins the group, like everyone's all cool with her and shit, Chloe kind of pulls Adrien aside and is like, "Okay, so I know we don't talk in class or anything, but like I need to warn you about Marinette. She's absolutely untrustworthy. I don't know what it is, but she likes you, so you might want to be on guard. Just trust me, drop her while you can." And Adrian's like, he finds this weird. He's like, okay, so she's very sweet and kind. Like, what the fuck is Chloe on? And mind you, he knows who Chloe is. Chloe does not know that that is Adrien. He's hiding it even from her because he just does not want to deal with any of the shit from his usual like out of college life. So he pays Chloe no mind and continues on with his life. And soon enough, Hawkmoth makes his grand debut, and Adrien is caught in the middle of an Akuma attack, and I knocked over my plate. Fuck. Okay, anyways, so Hawkmoth's making his grand debut, and this leaves Adrien in the middle of a Kuma attack because he tried to help the victim that was being brainwashed by Hawkmoth. And while he's getting his ass beat by the villain, Ladybug shows up and defends Adrien, and he's like, okay, let me get the fuck out of here. Let me get out of her way. So on the way, there's a passerby. This guy looks pretty mysterious. He doesn't look like he goes at this college at all, and he drops something. Adrien picks it up and is trying to return it to the passerby, but the passerby gets away before Adrien can actually catch up. So a few hours later, Ladybug saves college, whatever. Adrien's seen in his room at his dad's summer house that's nearby the college. His dad also lives in the summer house right now because he's working on a project for some fashion show that's being like shot in an area. It's in the middle of the night. Adrien's the only one home that night, and Plague finally shows up out of the miraculous as Adrien's kind of like looking at it. It's like, what the fuck is this ring? Like, it looks cool, but like, what the fuck? Adrien screams after Plague shows up. He's like, what the hell? What are you? What the fuck are you? And Plague finds this hilarious. Fucking, he's laughing his ass off, and this is how the two meet. Adrien's genuinely concerned, and Plague's like, ha, you look kind of fucking dumb, like screaming at me. That's kind of fucking funny. And after like a week or so, they both start getting along really, really well. Plague's personality is not confined to Camembert. He's just a fucking gremlin. They both enjoy things like video games and anime. Plague really thinks that the human advancements for entertainment are really cool, but mostly he likes trolling people in video games. Fucking asshole. Anyways, so soon Adrien agrees to work with Plague to be a superhero after Nino, and Marinette end up in serious danger after Chloe once again tries to warn Adrien that something's up with Marinette, and Marinette overhears, and there's an argument. Things are said. Marinette turns the tables onto Chloe, calling her a psycho bitch. Like, why is she so obsessed with this shit? She's been obsessed with this shit since middle school, quote unquote. Yeah, Chloe ends up traumatized. Let it be known that Adrien and Marinette, as they are at the beginning of this AU, it's not the end goal ship. The end goal ship, as of right now, is Marinette in therapy, because goddamn that bitch needs it. So that's how everyone kind of meets. That's kind of how, like, the beginning starts. Yay! This excludes Tiki and Marinette, but I could do, like, an animatic or something of how they meet later. So, general relationships, Nino, Adrien, Alya, and Marinette are considered inseparable. They are best friends. Like, they're all very, very close. Well, perceivably, Marinette's kind of just fooling them all, but no one knows that yet. Chloe seems to be trying to help Adrien, but she also seems to be sabotaging his friendship with Marinette for some reason. Marinette makes it seem like it's just Chloe being obsessed with her downfall, but it's actually no, because Marinette's fucking Not, god damn. Um, Chloe and Adrien are childhood friends, but Adrien doesn't reveal to Chloe that his true identity because he wants to absolutely nothing relating to his life at home while at college. He wants to complete the divide between the two. Adrien and Gabriel are still very, very distant, but they interact more often than Canon and Gabriel and Adrien do. They have family dinners every Tuesday and Thursday, and this includes Natalie and her son Louis. Louis is a OC, not a canon character. I will disclaim that now. Natalie and Adrien are very close. Natalie ended up taking over the role of mother-like figure when Emily passed a few years ago due to a horrific disease that really broke down her body. So Adrien is the type who he tells Natalie pretty much everything, excluding things are too TMI. But she helps give him social advice, and they go together to conventions because Adrien likes cosplaying. Adrien's a cosplayer. He does mostly stuff from the genre he fits best in when it comes to character acting is himbo. You can't tell me otherwise. So he's gotten really good at his Zoro impression and his Zoro cosplay, and that's one of his favorite ones to use. He has actually a separate Instagram account for when he's cosplaying, and no one knows it's him, and it's lovely. Um, his fake name for that is also Felix. Felix is just a name he liked as a kid. You know how some kids just get obsessed with names? That's what happened to Adrien with the name Felix. So yeah, the gorilla man, he is not present for a long while. I have an idea of how to incorporate him, but unfortunately, no way to actually know when exactly that would be. It'd have to be after certain sets of events occur. Now for the OC, Louis. He is Natalie's son and is like an older brother. He's 24 and he also tends to try to give Adrien life advice and teaches him how to cope. Sometimes the advice given from Louis and Natalie conflicts, though they both have pure intentions, and this leaves Adrien to kind of learn that sometimes he has to find his own ways of like learning how to deal with this shit, how to cope with the trouble that life hands him. Louis also goes to the conventions that Natalie takes Adrien to, but Louis is not much of an anime fan. He's just an indie game nerd, but he also really enjoys seeing Adrien be so happy when he's cosplaying. Genuine friendship moment. We love this. Plag and Adrien, they get along very fucking well. And out of the whole class, I feel that Plag would choose to show himself to Louis, only because they both give off feral older brother energy. And this also helped me decide an idea for the Kwamis in this AU. They are invisible to humans unless they choose to show themselves. This excludes the holder of the Kwamis Miraculous. So while Marinette and, oh yeah, they can't see Plag. Plag doesn't want them to see him. So while he can hide from them, he can't hide from Adrien, since Adrien holds the cat ring. He is the guardian of the cat ring miraculous. So Plag can't hide from Adrien. Unfortunately, this also works the same way with Tiki and Marinette, even though Tiki would probably want nothing to do with Marinette. Unfortunately. Oops. Um, Kwamis can see each other no matter what, meaning that Tiki and Plag are in constant proximity, and they already know who Ladybug and Chat Noir are. So they already know, like, who chose who. Like, Tiki knows that Plag ended up with Adrien and vice versa. So Plag also finds out very quickly that Hawkmoth is Gabriel Agreste, but Plag isn't able to say anything because he has to keep the balance of the universe in check. If things happen out of order, let's just say things don't go well. That is the best way to explain it, because yes, since you're considered to be like gods in a way, we also want something to keep them in check. They have to try to keep the balance of the universe in check. If certain things happen out of order, it disrupts everything, and there's no way to fix it. There is one way to fix it, and that's only if really, like, Tiki and Plag combine powers, but they don't like each other. They're close, they joke around, but they also don't get along very well, and they don't like having to work together very often. So if they could work through their holders together, that's fine. But working together as Kwamis, they don't like to do that because they are both very stubborn, and that they don't get along when they're working together like that because they're both very stubborn. They both are like, no, I have a better idea. No, I think this would work better. And they don't know how to compromise with each other. And that's why they have to rely on all Ladybug and Chat Noir, because they are unable to work together as Kwamis. God fuck. And damn it. But yeah, things happen out of order. The balance of the universe is upset, and it's hard to fix because those two don't get along as Kwamis working together. So they don't want to do it. They don't want to have any problem with anything going wrong. Unfortunately, this does happen. This might happen once or twice in the series. But at the same time, Plague doesn't want to have to work with Tiki more than he has to. That's what's said. So yes, this is my redesign and rewrite of Adrien Agreste from Marinette and Ladybug. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I'd like to know what character you'd like me to do after I redesign and rewrite Chat Noir. Have a great day, night, evening, existence, and I will see y'all next time. So, you stayed after the outro. Or you skipped through it. Anyways, this end segment is just to announce that I'm working on a collaboration, and it's open to everyone. In the description at the very bottom is a link to a sign-up sheet. It will be open until May 15th at 11:59 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Though there will be a grace period of 11 minutes, so anything after 12:10 a.m. Central Daylight Time on May 16th will not count. Thanks for watching, and if you plan on participating, I'm excited to work with you. I'll see you all soon. Goodbye!